Swing by Inheritance and Image Icon with JLabel. Me and my friend Ranjit are going to present you this. So, first of all, what is Swing by Inheritance? As our friend Bharat told, Swing is a website toolkit and it's a GUI which helps you to add all the details of a web page or a web application, like it may be some buttons or checkboxes or the frame which we add. So, all of that comes under this website toolkit. So we know that the Swing package has all the different components and containers which are in the form of classes, and all these are predefined. And by using the concept of inheritance, we will be able to use all the different functions or methods like set size, set layout, and all such things. We'll be able to use them. So basically, when I say creating a frame, it's like creating one uh, there are two ways to create a frame. So I can create by creating the object of the frame class, that is known as association, or by extending the frame class. So I will be telling you about how we are going to extend the frame class in the further slides. So here, let's have a look at this hierarchy of the Swing classes which are in Java. So everything in Swing is components and containers, and some of the how the hierarchy is shown in this image, and some of the important what methods or classes which we use would be components like JButton. We'll be using JList, JTable, and all these are some of the important J component. And again, container would be having the window and the panel, and again a window would be something which has a frame and a dialog. So this is how the hierarchy of a Swing class looks like. So let's have a look at the important or the commonly used method of the component classes. So coming to the first one, add. Add is one of the method which is used to add any component onto another component. For example, if I consider frame as one of my component, then adding a button onto that frame would be like adding button is a component, so adding a component button onto the component frame. So that is what they mean by adding a component onto another component. So here this is the add method, and whatever the parameter we give in should be the related component parameter. And then when I say set size, so this would set the size of the uh, f- uh, of the component which we are going to add. Like if I'm adding a button, then set size is used to set the width and height of the button. So the parameters given would be int width and int height. So that sets the size of the component. And setting layout, that is used to add different layout, a layout manager for the particular component. And set visible, so set visible would take some boolean parameters, like true, obviously boolean parameters are true and false. So if I say false, our frame wouldn't be visible, and if I say true, it would be visible. But in Java, by default, set visible is always false. So basically it sets the visibility of the component. So now let's have a look at this example. Here, what I'm doing is I'm going to create a frame and add a button with the text click on it. So first thing, I'm going to import the Swing package, and then I'm going to create a class, and this class is extending the JFrame. So this is how we are going to use a Swing inheritance concept in Swing. So let's look at this point. A Java x.swing.jframe class, it is a type of a container, and this container inherits the java.awt.frame class. So JFrame works like the main window, and all the components like the labels, buttons, all the text are added to create the graphical user interface which the user can see. So that is about JFrame. So basically, when I say some class would extend JFrame, so JFrame is again extending another AWT frame class. So AWT is nothing but Abstract Window Toolkit, which is used in Java. So coming to the next statement, we are using a constructor here of the class sample, and here what I'm doing is I'm going to create a button. So how do I create a button? J button is a component, so I'm going to create an object of the J button component. So J button B is equal to new J button, and I'm going to give click as my text, which has to be seen or which has to be visible on the component. And b dot set bounds. So here set bounds would set the x-axis, y-axis, and the width and height of that button and how it should look in the frame. And then I say add b. As I already told in the previous slide, add b would actually add the button whatever I created with whatever the values I gave. That button is going to be added onto the frame. And set size 400 comma 500. So there are two integer values. As I told previously, set size would be nothing but which sets the size of the component. In this case, our component is a button, so it is going to set the width and height of my button. And since we are not using any layouts in this case, I'm going to give it as null. And set visible, as I already told, it takes boolean values true or false, and I'm giving it as true because I want my frame to be visible. So basically it makes the frame visible, and I'm going to call this in my main string. So after executing this program, I would get output like something like this. So basically I'll have a frame and I have a button on it, and the click is the text which is displayed on the button. So let's see the program execution now. So yeah, I have my program here. So as I already told, this is a constructor. I'm creating a button. I'm giving the x-axis, y-axis, and width and height. This is for the button. And set size is used for giving the size for the frame. And yeah, I told you about the layout and the visible. So I have my program ready. I'm just going to run this code. So let's see what happens. Yeah. So when I executed the program, I can see this. You can see that there's a frame and there's a button with click written on it. So what I do now is I can change the values. I can change the size of the frame. If I give something like 600 and 500, and I give this as 100. I'm giving the x-axis as 100 as the y-axis. So what would happen if I run this? So you can see previously there was a different frame which I had. Now you can see there's another different frame which I'm having here. So this is how you can use the concept of inheritance in Swing. Now I would request Ranjit to take over and explain you about the JLabel.
Yes, thank you, Rakshita. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us today. Welcome to the presentation. So the topic is image icon with JLabels. As we know, a JLabel is a class of a Java Swing, and it is used to display text or image icon. And it's a passive component which does not respond to any of the input which is given by the user. Where we all know that our constructors are block of codes which are similar to methods, and we use several constructors here like JLabel, which creates a blank label with no text or image in it, and JLabel string s, which creates a new label with the string specified, and J icon I, which creates a new label with image in it, and JLabel string s and icon I, integer alignment, which creates a new label with a string and image and a specified horizontal alignment. So basically, here str represents text and icon represents icon used for the label, and the align argument specified the horizontal alignment of text. Here within we go on to the scaling technique where it must be of the following values like left, right, center, or trailing or leading. Next, we move on to some of the methods which are used in JLabels like um, icon get icon and string get text, where I have used image icon which is india.pnj, and the JLabel declaration is given as public class JLabel extends J component implement swing constant which is accessible, and here I have used some of the image icons of men and women, and the icon and the text associated with label can be set by these methods, which is white set icon and white set text string s. Here I, as we know, icon represents icon, s represent text, and set text, it is possible to change the text inside a label during program execution. As Bharat mentioned that the swing related classes are contained in a package called java x.swing. I have used import java x.swing package in my program, and the public class I have used program image icon, and public static void main string arguments is a Java main method, and to create a JFrame I have used a JFrame JF equals new frame, which I have included image as image icon. As we are not using any labels, jf.set label is null, and the component is in JPG format, and the alignments I have given as JLabel.write, and I've used JLabel as welcome to SVIT, and the left and right alignments I've given as jf.set size 300 and 400, where 300 is the width and 400 is the height, and I'm making the frame visible, so I've used the jf.set visible true, and the after executing the program, the resultant image icon is like this: welcome to SVIT as JLabel and JFrame as image icon, and thank you for the opportunity, sir.
Thank you, sir, for this opportunity.